Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Mining Experience, a live podcast that invites professionals from the mining industry to discuss new technologies, address challenges, and share work experiences. In this episode, we will be talking in detail about Promine's new compatibility, BricsCAD, developed by Bricsys. BricsCAD is a powerful software application for computer-aided design and construction information modeling. The application also offers conceptual modeling and project collaboration tools. With an international reputation where partners from more than 80 countries are registered as application developers, Promine is glad to form this alliance to offer more solutions to the mining, surveying, and geology industries. My name is Mohammed. I'm the marketing manager here at Promine, and I'm here today with Daniela, our other host. Daniela, how are you today?
Thank you, Mohammed, and hello, everyone. My name is Daniela Jaimes, and I am the marketing team leader at Promine, of course, and I am very excited to be here with you. Today, we are honored to host a special guest. Scott Pember, Mr. Pember, is currently managing channel sales and ISV partnerships for Bricsys North America. He is enterprising sales market development leader with more than $250 million in new product delivered worldwide. He is an expert in driving business growth through strategic partnerships such as global IS, channel partners, ISVs, and alliance developers. Mr. Pember has spent his career serving AEC and manufacturing customers, providing world-class solutions with companies like Autodesk, OC, and now Hexagon. He has also started and later sold two separate businesses serving these same markets. And well, now Mr. Pember currently lives in Phoenix, Arizona, enjoying the weather, playing golf in winter, and tournament bowling during hot summer months. Hi, Scott.
Wow, that's pretty good. Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
Very good to have you, Scott, and thank you for your participation. We're extremely happy with this alliance. We think it's going to be a great commercial alliance.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic alliance for both of us, and both of us are going to benefit from
absolutely
this alliance tremendously. So I'm enthusiastic about working on new projects with your team, and I think that our team worldwide is too. Hexagon is I'm kind of going into the whole scenario of who Hexagon is, but they're about a $4 billion company, a little over $4 billion company, but they acquired Bricsys, which started in about 2002, and Bricsys is really providing a true CAD design piece of software out there. It's an alternative in many cases to many of the more popular brands out there, but it goes over and beyond, and in many cases, a very productive tool which people are really looking for in today's environment. So Hexagon, who is acquiring a lot of companies right now, we've kind of been enveloped in that, and they do a tremendous job of incorporating the different technologies that they buy into one Hexagon. So we call it one Hexagon. And so as we do this and we move forward, we move forward very rapidly. They do a tremendous job of incorporating all these tools. And one of the things that has drawn a lot of excitement is to us here in Bricsys is your products. I mean, it's a marketplace that we really haven't addressed fully, and we're going to be relying on your team to help us out, and hopefully we can help you out in a lot of cases too, worldwide, because we do have worldwide presence out there, and a worldwide presence with the Hexagon team, and in the worldwide presence with our Bricsys team, right? So we're excited about this. We're excited about this partnership.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Yeah,
and thank you for giving us this intro about Bricsys. That was actually our first question. We wanted to know where Bricsys came from, how Hexagon incorporated. So thank you so much for letting us know more.
Absolutely. I mean, we're not just saying that. We're enthusiastic about this thing because I think we're going to find ourselves, we're going to go down some pathways with some customers jointly, and we're going to say, hey, wow, that's another opportunity for both of us. And that's the way that it
Definitely.
should work. And I think it's been doing that right now. So we know that we know your commitment, and we wanted to let you know our commitment too, because there's one thing that I wanted to add. We have about 400 application development companies that work inside of Bricsys. And there's not too many of them that have that specialty of mining that you do. And so that's something that's when you find that unique niche and you find the value added and you see customers' excitement like that they have with your product, that's something that's special. So we definitely are going to be forging this forward, no doubt about it.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about, well, the developers are partnered with BricsCAD. What are the main, which industries are mainly developing? Can you give us some examples? I mean, the retail told us that there are many, and well, Promine, it's a very specific niche, but what other industries can we find partnered with BricsCAD?
Well, yeah, BricsCAD has traditionally served the AEC community, that's architectural engineering construction industry, right? For new building development, for renovations, for anything that was really driven in building residential homes to large commercial buildings, they were involved. And as a result of that, we've come out with drafting tools. We've come out with things for BIM, building information modeling, for 3D and building an underlying database that people can add costing to, so that you're adding multiple dimensions to this model that it saves cost and time down the road when they actually finish it up, and it does save on construction costs and the errors. It preserves many companies from making huge costly errors when you go down that path. So AEC is really one big one. Another one that we've had some success in is manufacturing, fabrication, people that build windows, people that build doors, and for all of these houses and commercial buildings that we're designing. So all these fabricators that are out there, we do tremendously well with those guys as well. And because it's a cost-effective solution that goes beyond what normal CAD products are offering right now. And so there's tremendous value to the end users, and we're growing tremendously around the globe, and we're excited about it. The other ones, the other markets that we deal in manufacturing spaces, people that are doing sheet metal fabrication, right? So they could be for anything that's being built. We have tremendous tools. So there's really three products that we have. We've got our basic 2D drafting, 3D tools. Then we've got something for our building information modeling, which is BIM, right? Then we have our mechanical solution. And we also probably are the only vendor that takes all three of those and incorporates it into one interface, right? So we have something called our ultimate package. That ultimate package can go out and service just about anybody that's in that whole process, that chain of events that occurs. And hence the reason why we're looking at the mining side. Now Hexagon, in the meantime, I'm kind of being verbose here, very, very lengthy, but Hexagon, sorry about Hexagon, they have a full mining organization that I think can be leveraged here for everyone, because they've got the capacity to go out and extend out to that marketplace very deeply, right? And which could be beneficial to all of us, right? Because this joint solution that we're promoting here is something that's going to be able to address that industry very well, right? If you're doing surveying, you're in the mining industry, this is a nice package, which I don't think that there's too many packages out there that really address that.
Yes, absolutely. Especially that, you're not involved in the development of all these industries, and this is why your partners help you with that. And this is what allows you to also have a complete solution in the sense that, like you mentioned, like if we have a surveying a surveying partner that develops, for that kind of industry, it can also go hand in hand with other manufacturing, or even in architecture. So it really allows you to have a very flexible solution when it comes to that.
Yeah, I really see this as we're at the embryonic stage. We're at the early stages, and this relationship, we're going to grow, and all of a sudden we're going to find out that we've got these different segments of opportunities that we can focus on, and we're going to get to a point where there's too many that we have to focus on, right?
Yeah.
Then we're at the other side of the paradigm where we have too much coming at us. Then that's a good problem to have, not a bad problem.
Yeah, definitely.
It's always manageable though. It's always good to have more than less.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's getting from point A to point B, and then point, to C, and then D, and then eventually it becomes processes, and things get more efficient, and we'll be able to deliver faster, quicker, better, and so it's an exciting time for us. It's an exciting time
definitely
for Bricsys and Hexagon and the whole market space.
Yes. So speaking about partners, how do you really manage a global solution? How is this done? Like, let's say, you have a country in Europe or Africa that need BricsCAD. How do you manage this international business?
Well, we manage the international business very well, because we do have representation in all of those locations. I mean, on notice, we can easily serve the people that are in Africa, the people that are in Europe, the people that are in Asia, right? Because we have offices that are worldwide right now. We have offices in Singapore, we have Ghent, Belgium, we have here in the United States, we've got, out in LA, we've got our headquarters there. So really not headquarters, but they're regional offices. So in many cases, our regional VPs service multiple places, where we can get to, we have one example where, our UK brethren over there, they had sold some products, and some of those products land in the US. Well, those US customers need to have support. They need to have a really good experience. And it was just a quick email. Hey, these guys are here, and just make sure that they can, immediately, boom, they get an email. Hey, welcome to the United States. Here comes your product. And, if you have any questions. So we're able to do that very efficiently right now with the tools, the back end tools that we currently use. It enhances communications worldwide. I think they also do a pretty good job of team building. They build the team up, and everybody knows where everybody else is, and we can, it's a pretty unique system that they use when it comes to customer management, because we do have a philosophy that the customer experience needs to be phenomenal.
Absolutely.
If they don't have a phenomenal experience, there's a really good chance they aren't going to be coming back, right? It's kind of like a website. If a customer goes to a website and they have a bad experience with that website, there's an 83% chance that customer is never going to come back to your product or your company again. Right? 83%. So we've got to make sure that customer experience is pleasant, easy, and they're really happy with hearing the name Hexagon and Bricsys anytime that comes about. So we have to be our philosophy is we have to be 10 times better than anybody else out there on that side of things. That's what we do.
Yeah. Thank you for this insights, Scott.
Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of verbose, a little long-winded. Just to say, Scott, shut up.
No. Because actually, I feel that our listeners will really enjoy knowing what's happening behind the service of BricsCAD, So, and these things that you're telling us, I feel that they make the company even more valuable, the service even more valuable, and the fact that you focus very much in customer experience, I feel that it is they can notice it when they use the software, right?
They can feel it.
Exactly.
They can feel that experience.
They can feel it. They know it, right?
Yeah. And it's very important. I know that our leader back in Ghent. He's all over this. I mean, the customer experience is number one. It doesn't matter what location they are, where it's being serviced. And it's imperative. And I think you guys have the same experience. I mean, your customers, based on what I've heard, has been that kind of, they feel that there's a lot of love in that experience that you have with your customers. And you could tell that they're going to be a customer for a long time.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. We can say that our values in those terms are very, very much aligned.
Yes.
We prioritize the satisfaction of our customers, being there for them. We have a huge and very prepared support team to always be like aware of if our client is satisfied, if they have a problem, how can we solve it? How can we improve constantly our service? So yeah, definitely we understand your point, and we
it's amazing that the emphasis that was on technical support, and when we first really launched our North American operation, we had a lot of technical support people, not on the post side, but on the pre-sales side, because that's equally important, right? If we don't understand technically what we're going up against, how can we tell and communicate that to the people that are going to be supporting on the back end?
Right.
So, we put a lot of emphasis on that here in the US, and it pays off. It does pay off, because when they do go to deployment with these systems, everybody knows what's going on. Everybody in the food chain down the road knows what's going on, because it's very well communicated.
Because you already have a system. Yeah.
And it works. It works.
Yes.
And that customer experience, they will come back to our website.
Yeah.
They'll come back.
Especially that we put a lot of emphasis on the user friendliness. And I find that one really good thing with BricsCAD is how easy it is to use. So that that sort of aligns with our mission and values, in the sense of we both aim to have a user-friendly software, which in turn helps both of our companies to achieve that.
I had, we did some research on you guys. When you first came in, we did a lot of looking around, and everybody it was easy. They kept on saying it was easy. It was simple. Those are very compelling words to be told by customers. So congratulations on that. There's not too many companies that can say that. Really
thank you so much. Well, moving forward, you already mentioned some of like the major applications of BricsCAD. Which ones do you think are like the key ones, the ones that you put more focus on, or what would you highlight of the applications in BricsCAD?
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, the core product that we have right now, we have BricsCAD Pro. It's a great 2D, 3D type of solution. That's our core. All right. That gets the basis started for future growth through future products that are thereafter. The probably let's just say the majority of all the products go out are going to be BricsCAD Pro. BricsCAD Lite is a nice tool that's out there for entry level people, right? And they do a lot of 2D tools or work, right? And so they want to leverage the tools that are inside of there, that we, a lot of AI tools that are involved in BricsCAD Lite, BricsCAD Pro can be leveraged in a lot of ways by a lot of different clients. Now, with that said, BricsCAD Pro is really, it's a platform. It's a platform that can be leveraged to be brought into a lot of different vertical markets, right? Where our third parties really can leverage their tool set to make it a much better solution for the end user. And it's a much better solution tool set for the customer to experience when it's easy for them to come up to our website, and they can actually find out a little bit more about who you are. They can get the downloads, and they can easily configure the product very quickly, right? And we have tremendous information up at our website that makes it easier for that customer experience to be pleasant. and easy. And so when we say, our core product being pro, that's what we say, it literally is. In a lot of cases, the benefit to go with, instead of going with our light product, we sell a lot of light, but we also sell a lot more pro. But the reason is that the value, that comes with pro, because you then get into 3D modeling, you get a lot more tools that come with that, where it just makes sense, because value to me is price of the product, right, minus the benefit of the product, and what's left over is value, right? So it's that leftover portion over here called value that makes people buy, a higher priced product, because there is tremendous value with pro. So that's why I think it's the biggest winner for us.
Yeah. So just so that we can understand the difference between, just to make it clear between light and pro. Light is a 2D basic tool, whereas pro, you can have more 2D, 3D, and other major
third-party applications. Like,
okay,
it'd be more important.
So you need pro for that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have pro.
I see.
Like that. Yep.
Excellent. Very good.
Yeah.
And,
so we have something called, here's an interesting application. I mean, that we just came up and found out that we have an ultimate package, right? Which we haven't talked too much about, but ultimate encompasses everything: the mechanical, the BIM, the pro. And what we're finding is people, the manufacturer being Amazon, they're building a big building, and they're demanding from their contractors out there. And this is kind of outside of mining, so I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off of it, but it's an interesting application. This is what I mean by, the spin-off opportunities coming about. What we found was that Amazon was building a building over here. They had this mechanical lift that was being done over here, and another mechanical type of software package, but they had it, the BIM model in another package. With our ultimate package, they were able to take both of those designs and incorporate it into one, so that Amazon, who's demanding it, we want to have this all incorporated into one, they could do that. It was a very surprising offering for our resellers that were, they were really happy, because it works so well, right? Because when you deal with those multiple file formats, there's not too many products out there that have the fidelity of bringing those files in and making sure that the accuracy is there, and making sure that the fidelity of the file is good and sound when it's deliverable to, somebody like Amazon. So it's a wonderful package for something like that, and it's a good spin-off. So I kind of went off on that.
But I can also imagine how much organization and management of these drawings need to be done, right? It's sounds like a huge.
It was a tough problem for the vendors of Amazon. They ran through a pretty extensive 3-month evaluation of some tools, and they said there was nothing comparable on that. And when you get into detail, what they found was there was a lot of opportunities. They saw the value and the price of BricsCAD, and they said, why are we using these other tools right here when we could use this for all these? So there's opportunities that occur for Bricsys in those cases. But that's what's going to happen with our relationship, and I think that we're going to find that we're going to go down this path of mining and surveying, and we're going to find out that there's all these other branches of the tree that we've never even addressed.
Right. Yes.
So what becomes more and more important for us is to make sure that our communication lines are bandwidth to each
are
other
synced.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. So speaking of other CAD software, what differentiate BricsCAD from other CAD software?
Well, remember, we get into that price minus the benefit, right? Is equal to the value. That's where the difference is. When we take a look at the big players, it's like one of the players that are out there. They have 1,700 commands, right? When you take a look at BricsCAD, we've got 2,400 commands. We leverage AI tools. We blow everybody away on when it gets into a redundant task type of function, and to many of these service providers, that's their whole story. If they could turn more jobs with faster tools, that's a good thing, right? But on top of that, So now that we've got all this value in the product, we're coming in at 60% of the price. So end users are going, hey, what's the catch? They're going, why?
Yeah.
We don't understand
A
what's going on
a
here.
dream come true.
And so one of the biggest challenges that we have is on the awareness side. We're getting a lot more of that now that we're with, the whole Hexagon engine is being turned on, and we're getting a lot more exposure out there. So we're pretty happy with where we're trending. Really strong growth right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. And well, of course, we saw all this from Promine side. We saw all this great benefits of BricsCAD, and that's of course one of the main things that wanted us to do the alliance. And well, I want to ask you, going more from your side, looking at Promine. Do you think having Promine as a plugin enhances the task of mining engineers and geologists? From your point of view, of course, we know you're not a mining engineer, you're not an expert in geology, but how do you see this?
How do we see that? We see Promine as a vector or an area where of opportunity. Honestly, it's an area of opportunity for our company, which when we take a look at all of the customers that we have right now, right, it's a smaller percentage that we can expand into, right? Because we're always looking for that niche where we can combine a third party with and marry it up with ours, and it can be exploited into that area where everybody wins, right?
Yes.
And that's a very compelling story. When you have, from our side, when you have a sales team that's out there and they know that if they go in there with this solution, it's a winner, there's going to be a lot more salespeople going into that area to go sell that winning solution, because they know they've got a workflow there that's been documented, that has gone through the paces. It's going to be industrial strength, and they don't have that much fear to go in there and draw the exposure to these customers. So I think that we're in that, like I said, the embryonic phase of our relationship, right? And it's only going to get, we're only going to grow up and get bigger and expand our wings, right? Yeah. We're going to become teenagers soon, right? And then we're going to become grown adults. But it's going to open up a lot more doors for salespeople, and as a sales team that's out there, they, and partners that we have as well, they want to find a niche. They want that uniqueness. They want to have, that tool that they know that they can win, and they want to have a tool that they know where customers are going to be happy with, right? So that's where I think that things are going.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little more about how the Promine plugin would be really beneficial to the users?
One of the things that I noticed out of your presentation to us, it was a couple of months ago, I think it was, is one of the big trends, hot trends right now, is going to be point clouds, right? To scan. I was impressed with how you integrated that tool with BricsCAD and your tools to come out with the compelling information in a very fast, easy, efficient way to get the information for the end user, so the end users can actually begin, modify. They can actually have that information at hand. That was impressive how you guys did that, and that's a big benefit. That's a big benefit, because like any kind of mining company, I'm sure that the faster they churn that product out, the faster they get that information out, the more jobs they're going to be able to do, the more efficient they're going to be, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that was one of the biggest things that just kind of resonated in my head. It was how you integrated, because now you're talking about Leica, that's another Hexagon company. Yes. Right? So it's that will draw more and more, be like a magnet. You're going to be like a magnet to all these people. So we're just going to be like going into these mining companies, and you've done a lot of the work to make sure that those customers are really, really happy. And that draws a huge amount of confidence for a lot of people within Hexagon, right?
Yes.
And that's only going to be better for the customer. It's only going to be better for the customer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like we said before, it's the user friendliness aspect is very, very important, especially that, already dealing with a software like BricsCAD or Promine is like the theory behind everything is a little bit complicated. So having a user friendly software where you can really apply your knowledge and make that easy is very, very beneficial to the users.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I also think that we as vendors, we need to take a look at what you've done with it, and we need to say, okay, how can this be applied in this instance? In this instance, So, not only we've mastered this area called mining with this joint solution, but expansion is always the name of the game of
right.
anything that Hexagon, and I'm sure that it is with you too. You want to be able to expand. So
yes,
when you include more people within the Hexagon environment, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of us out there. But it only gets better. More awareness. So that's something that, like I said, we're in embryonic stages, and it's. I think it's got a really, really positive future. I mean, I just don't say that because we're on the phone right now or we're online right now. I'm saying that because there's no really solution inside of that really does some of the things that we're doing with our two products. And I think there's a lot of people within Hexagon that are going to be able to leverage that.
Yeah. Being able to, as you mentioned, for expansion, being able to innovate and adapt to the industry needs is something extremely important too, because things are always changing, especially in mining too, where it's very cyclical. Things are always changing, and having like only one road to go with, and that's not the case. That wouldn't be beneficial at all to the users. So having flexibility and being able to expand whenever needed is also very, very important.
Yeah, expansion, because let's face it, right now there's a lot of companies that we service together that are growing. They're expanding. They're adding new employees. They're constantly changing the environment that we need to work in. And so that added flexibility, as long as it's easy to do, to make those changes, it's going to be a winner for these people, right? So with that flexibility, you're going to be able to address a lot more, a bigger piece of the pie of the overall user base, right? And that's a good thing. So
correct, yes.
I think that you've got a really nice, easy tool to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just a quick reminder for everyone watching us on Zoom, if you have any questions, make sure to leave it in the Q&A section. So that's the Q&A button in the bottom here.
Live for the questions.
Yeah,
yeah.
we need those questions. And for the people watching us on Zoom, you can always leave your questions in the comments section, and we'll answer them at the end.
Thank you. Well, Scott, during our little interview here, you have talked a lot about the benefits you see in Promine, the value that you see Promine can bring to BricsCAD. And I want to ask you a question that is like, if you haven't mentioned something, for example, about Promine that you really liked, can you maybe tell us something else about what encouraged you to accept Promine as a commercial alliance? I mean, we already know that you value.
Well, probably the second, or probably is the first thing that I noticed is your worldwide presence. Right? You have customers that are in Africa. You have them in Europe. You have them in North America. You have them all over the place, right? Our normal partners don't have that. And when I say that you have customers there, you have very large customers there that you've been servicing for many years, right? With the solutions that you've had. A lot of those partners that we have, and not to knock them, but for example, let me give you an example. We have a ton of partners that started in Europe. they don't support American standards in a lot of different ways, right? So some of them do, but a nominal amount don't. In your case, you've got partners that are around the globe, and you've got all those standards incorporated into your tool set because it's a mature product, right? It's been around, it's been battle tested. That's a big benefit to me. I mean, that's a big benefit because when you go into our buyers that are buying our products right now, they want to have that confidence that it's been industrial strength product, because it's the old bell curve of customers, right? You've got those early adopters, then you get into the pessimistic buyer. I mean, people buy Microsoft just because because it's Microsoft. Oh, I've got to have Microsoft. I've got to have Word. I've got to have Excel.
Mhm.
Why do you need those tools? Well,
Maybe
because it's
they don't even
Microsoft,
use
right?
them
That's
at
why
all.
they buy it, right?
Yeah.
So that pessimistic buyer that we get into, they want to have that confidence. Why are you buying BricsCAD? Oh, because, okay, that's great. Why are you buying Promine?
Yeah.
That's what they do over here in the mining industry. That's that kind of confidence is an intangible that comes to the core of fear of every customer out there. That they want that security. They don't want to make a bad decision. It's that old saying where people don't lose their jobs for buying IBM or SAP, as their solution. They just don't. But if somebody was over here who bought this other solution that really hadn't been, involved in this industry, they might take second thoughts, right? So there's confidence. It's an intangible that's out there that transcends and it goes into the buying psyche. So you guys have been around for quite some time. You've got great technical background on your staff, a background and knowledge that people just can't get immediately, right? It's just not like a standard commodity type of product that you're selling. It's a very unique, and you got to have knowledge, and you guys have that knowledge. You have that background. That was very important.
Go ahead, please.
How's that answer? Was that answer okay?
No, yeah, definitely. I was actually going to comment that
this is being recorded. I want to record that.
Yes. No, I was actually going to say that I really liked that you commented on this, on the fact that we have clients globally, because it's also something that we really thought that you being having a global presence. I mean, at the beginning, you were telling us that you have offices in Singapore, that you have offices, all around, and that your sales team is capable of going to customers all around the globe in many industries. It's something that was really attractive to us too, because that's the way that we do business, right? We care about being capable of selling to anyone, no matter where they are, as long as they're doing mining, and our software can be useful for them. We go for them, and let's say that we, of course, we try the software to be, as Mohammed said, as user friendly, no matter where you are. And also the software tries to be as personalized as possible. Let's say we give each customer the possibility of, let's say, choosing what is more useful for them, instead of like just selling a complete package,
Yeah, there's two things I want to add on to what you just said, and thank you for saying that, by the way. Number one, you not only have customers worldwide, they're big customers worldwide. They aren't small customers. That's the other thing. But this is going to sound funny to you, so don't laugh too hard. But you guys answer your phones. You know how many companies out there don't answer their phones? You get the voice. You guys actually answer your phones. I mean, that wasn't like the primary thing that drew me to what you guys did, but it was pretty impressive because you just don't find that. Usually we're dealing with emails and things like that, but you can actually reach somebody at your company. And to a customer, that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference. And
As a personal touch,
be applauded, you know.
Yeah,
it really needs to be
Definitely.
applauded.
And
So
well,
kudos to you.
thank you. Yeah, actually, because we care so much about being there for our customers, we have all this, you know, system in which we check on customers. We have people, you know, experts being there for them. We have we ask them for feedback. We have customer satisfaction surveys. We're always there. So we're literally always there. And yeah, like I feel that this is something that helps us a lot on going out of, for example, the Americas. That's basically where the company
I mean,
started.
and you know, it's interesting that everybody has a different take on what they value as their highest priority when they choose a vendor of choice, right? They've got you know, the customer side, all the standard stuff, but when it comes down to some basic things, just answering the phone for customer support, you know, there's some companies that won't answer any. It's all email, it's all digital conversation. It's and it's an oddity when that happens. So you asked that question that you just brought that up in my head. I was going, yeah, you're right. You guys answer the phone. So it's a small thing, but that's important to me, right? As a buyer, if I were going to be buying something.
Definitely. Thank you.
So last question.
Yeah.
What is Bricsys, or you in general, expecting from this commercial alliance? What does the future look like for us?
Well, I think we kind of laid some of that out earlier, but I see this going down a path where we're going to find a salesperson out there who's going to draw us into an account, draw us into accounts outside of what we already have together. And I see this coming from one of our branches, right, that are out there, because we have like 8 significant core divisions that are, you know, out there doing some things right now. But it could be from, you know, it could be from Leica, it could be from Bricsys, it could be from, you know, one of those people in the geosystem side.
Yes.
Heck, it could be from our mining group, right? Go figure. But it's gonna come up, and there's gonna be an opportunity out there, and we're gonna see that opportunity. We're gonna be able to deliver a solution to these people out to that end user, and it's going to run smooth. It's going to run easy, just like, you know, the other locations. And at that point, look out, because the word will get out, right, internally inside of Hexagon, and it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow, and it'll get out to, you know, some of our like Hexagon Live, where they bring in, you know, all the different groups, bring in vendors, things like that. That solution is a winner. It's a winning workflow for everybody. And it's, you know, to a salesperson, that's all they want to hear, right? So but for the rest of the customer experience, it's something that gets even better, because now they've got the person that they deal with on a daily basis. They see their salesperson over here, and that salesperson delivered a winning solution to them very quickly, very effectively. And let's face it, the world is about efficiencies, convenience. We're talking about convenience just earlier.
Yes.
People want something, they don't want to have to go through this long drawn out process of solving this problem and go through the evaluations and all these things like that. You know, that's very time consuming. In a lot of cases, when they find something that just addresses the problem that they currently have in a more efficient way, it's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope that answered your question, Daniela.
Yes, definitely.
It definitely did. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. No, but we are really happy with all your insights. We're really happy that you shared all of this with us and with our listeners.
We're happy that you guys have put the commitment into us as well. So I mean, it goes both ways. There's a lot of value in what you guys do.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, I can see that we don't have any more questions from our viewers, but if you're watching this as a recording. Please comment on our Facebook page if you have any questions. We will be glad to answer them. And so
they answer their phones.
Yeah, and we answer our phones, so please call us.
Good point, yeah.
We can answer phones, emails, WhatsApps, anything basically. We're always there. Yeah, so well, with this, we conclude the podcast today. Thank you for everyone for attending. Also, thank you, Scott, for sharing your experiences, your thoughts.
I'm honored to be here, so thank you.
We really appreciate this.
Really appreciate you being here, and thank you again for being here.
Absolutely. You guys are a great squad. Love to support you.
Awesome. Very good then.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.